Hi. You know, in the United States, we're kind of fucked with them stripping the government down, ICE, people finding out, FA and FO with the school year coming out. Hey, you have to buy pencils for your kids. Why? Because, you know, oh, what do you mean my disabled child won't have help in school? DOE, Department of Education removed. Remember that? Y'all voted for that bullshit. But that's bad enough. Okay, those are just a few examples. I could, scroll them up. But the international hit that Trump has done to diplomatic relations, or America's relation to the countries of the world, and how we interact with the world, how we protect American interest in the globe, is whacked. Trump's been on this tariff thing because he thinks that's the way we protect American interests. That's not true. We all know that there's all his numbers with the trade deficit are false numbers, fake shit. And he just wants to make deals with other countries so he can say, I did this to you. Trump does not believe in win-win situation. He believes, I'm going to fuck you and you will enjoy it. Business is not done like that, and when you do business like that, shit happens, just so you know. As you can see with the failure of his businesses over years, and what he's doing to the country through his economic policies. But the biggest thing is the stripping of the Department of State and all its diplomatic corps. The stripping of alliances that we've had for decades with countries to protect our interests and their safety. Fucking with the Japanese because why? Because he can't. With the Canadians who never were a problem till Trump showed up and pissed off Canadians. I didn't think Canadians can get mad. Wow. Boy, sorry. Never pissing anyone off from Canada ever again. You guys don't play. So, I mean, I don't know what it is in his head, what he wants, other than knee bending when it ain't going to happen. No one from another country is going to bend a knee to you unless you conquer said country. All that being said, I just read today, or found out from another creator, then I went and found it, that the president of Taiwan wanted to do a stopover in New York on his way to meetings in South America, down there, and the Chinese told Trump not to let him, and Trump did that. Taiwan has been our ally, or our connection with Taiwan goes back to just after the war, when the Chinese, Mao's revolution forced the Chinese nationalists to go across to Taiwan and take the island and create China. They called it China, but we call it Taiwan now. And that's been there for decades. They have grown into a huge economic force. They are a democratic government sometimes in the Far East, and we are their ally. We told them to protect them. China keeps referring to them as their little brother, and they're going to bring him home. They have threatened to invade Taiwan for decades. But the Chinese won't have to do that anymore, because Donald Trump is now favoring Beijing over Taipei, because Beijing is feeding his ego with his trade talks. The Chinese know who they're dealing with. They're dealing with an idiot. As long as we feed him bits and make him feel important, he'll do our bidding. And at the end, we give him nothing. So little by little, he is pushing the Chinese, using Trump, are pushing the Taiwanese away from us, to push them away from our allegiance. to the point that won't need to invade Taiwan. It might be an economic thing, and Taipei will just join back with Beijing. Treat them like Hong Kong. Why? Because Donald Trump is an egotistical idiot. The only thing that matters to him is his kudos. And it's sad because we're now running our diplomatic corps, whatever's left of it, on this weird ass, you must kiss Trump's ass in order for us to do business. And you could see that with the EU press conference. He wanted them to kiss his ass. And that president apparently did the president of the EU apparently did that because the far right in the EU Parliament is pushing her. She's about to get a rude awakening, considering that a lot of countries aren't far right anymore. Japan's finding that out too, where their prime minister is trying to capitulate to Trump because of their far right movements. Ain't gonna work too. Trump gives you nothing but pain and disappointment, and he takes from you and gives you nothing. So again, another alliance, a decades-long alliance to protect American interests, falls without a shot being fired for Donald Trump's pathetic ego.